Hello, football family. Welcome into Huddle It Up Films. It's week one in the NFL. We're going to do something a little different with the channel this year. Glad I got Alec to go along with me. Actually, his idea. I'm happy to facilitate it. We're going to pick every game with the spread. We're a program of accountability as well. I think Alec agrees, right? So we're going to
Yeah.
put our record up there. Right now, everybody's 0-0. So it's that time of year to be optimistic. And we're going to keep track of our picks. We're going to go through them fast and not waste your time. So first game on the docket. We're going by the DraftKings, by the way, point spread. We're not counting the Thursday games to give that spread a little bit more time to develop. So here we are, first game on the docket. New York Jets traveling to Carolina, the Sam Darnold revenge game. Carolina is a 4-point favorite. Alec, who do you like? Do you like the Jets in the 4 points, or do you like Carolina to cover?
Yeah, I think Carolina's going to cover this game. I'm pretty bullish on the Sam Darnold post-case experience, and I think he has some really solid wide receivers. I hear their defense is up and coming. So curious to see how that comes together for them. And I also like the over in this game. It's 44.5, so it's another bet to keep an eye on.
All right, love it, love it. So bonus coverage by Alex there with the over. I'm also taking Sam Darnold and the Panthers in this game. I just don't think the Jets can exploit a lot of the Panthers' weaknesses. I always like a player in his revenge game. Not as sold on the post Adam Gase Darnold. I did like Darnold a lot coming out of college. I'm taking the Panthers nonetheless. Next game on the docket, Pittsburgh Steelers traveling to Buffalo, Alec. And kind of a surprising spread to me. I'm taking the Steelers plus 6.5 in this game at Buffalo. Buffalo's a Super Bowl powerhouse, a popular pick among many. So are you laying the 6.5 points, taking the Bills, or are you taking that 6.5 points with the Steelers?
This is a tough one. I kind of punted at first, but when you said we have to do the spread, I was like, all right, I went with the Bills. So this is going to be our first Delta here. And
Beautiful.
this was a tough call. I think I would stay away from this if I wasn't making a choice on every single one. Because I don't know what Big Ben's going to be like this year.
I
It's just a
just
big
maybe it's the
mystery.
Ravens fan in me, and I see them play so many close games. It's like six and a
Yeah,
half. Like if it was 4.5 or 3, I might take the Bills. I think the Bills will probably win this game, but give me that Pittsburgh defense plus 6.5.
that's a
Next,
really good point. You
yeah,
might got me on that one.
we'll see. Watch, it'll be the biggest blowout the other way. So who knows? San Francisco traveling from the West Coast, always something to watch when you're betting. They're going to the Central Time Zone, I believe, in Detroit. San Francisco is an 8-point favorite at Detroit. Who do you got?
Oh wow! So the lines moved from when I looked at it. It was 7.5 just a few hours ago. I'll still pick San Francisco here, and I think it's just because the Lions might be the worst team in the NFL this year, and the 49ers were really depressed last year from injury, and now everyone's back together, and I think they'll be much better.
I agree. I think the 49ers win this game going away. So I'm laying the 8 points, San Francisco at Detroit. Next game I have in front of me, intriguing game, Jacksonville headed to Houston. Now, Jacksonville on the road is actually a favorite. So mark that down. I'm not sure the last time that happened, but Jacksonville minus 3 points at the Houston Texans and Tyrod Taylor. What do you make at this game? Who are you picking? You got to pick one.
This is a disgusting one. I went with the Jags, but it wasn't easy. I guess Lawrence is going to give a little bit of luck, and maybe James Robinson gets some good touches. New wide receiver core there. I don't know, man, but the Texans just seem like a disaster. I'm gonna stray away from them.
Yeah, I look at the talent on the Jaguars offense, and Trevor Lawrence, I expect to have some rookie bumps along the way, but with their wide receiver core, James Robinson, I look at the most talent. It's in Jacksonville, I believe. I'm going to give that 3 points. Jacksonville, I say they win by a touchdown or so in this game, even at Houston. The home openers, by the way, Alex, should be a crazy atmosphere in each of these stadiums.
That's
So
true.
when I see these road teams I have circled, which is a lot of them, it's kind of making me a little nervous, but I'm going to stick to my gut on that one. One of the more intriguing games to me, Alex, is Seattle going to Indy. Now, Carson Wentz is healthy. He had a little bit of a rocky preseason with is he going to play? Is he not going to play? Turns out Wentz is back. Seattle is still the favorite in this game. They're only given 2.5, so it's a field goal game. 2.5, Seattle minus 2.5 at Indy. Who do you have in that one?
Yeah, I went with the Seahawks here. I actually was kind of surprised that it was only minus 2.5. Um, I feel pretty good about them winning this game. I think they're just a more explosive team.
Me too. Me too. And I love the Indianapolis defense. And I do like the idea of Wentz coming back with Frank Reich. A lot of talent. I think Quentin Nelson is what hurts them. If Quentin Nelson was active, I mean, I don't know if you've seen the splits of when they run left and when they run right, but when they run behind Quentin Nelson, it's a dominant thing. Without
Yeah.
him, when they run to the other side, it's not. I kind of trust Russell Wilson to score the points necessary to win this game. Him, Chris Carson, obviously the Lockett and Metcalf, some great weapons. So good Colts team, I think, but I think Seattle's going to be a little too much for them in the opener.
Yeah, they're both good teams.
Yeah, I think so too. What do you have, by the way, on Indianapolis as like a final record, and do you think they can compete?
Yeah, I mean, they're gonna. The AFC is so packed, it makes it difficult. I always struggle to do this because I would want to look at their actual schedule before making a proclamation. But I think all right, we got what 17 games now. I think 10-7 is doable. Maybe 9-8, which might not be enough in the AFC to make the playoffs. So we'll see.
Yeah, I have them in that same range. I think that they match up pretty well against Jacksonville and Houston, but like you said, those non-divisional games are going to be tough. I think I predicted Indy with 9-8, but just had to take a pause there to get your temperature on that one. Another one, another big travel game, Arizona Cardinals at Tennessee. Now, this is kind of a fascinating matchup between the strengths and weaknesses of the team. If
Yeah.
you have an over-under for this one, I would take the over. I like the over on this game, whatever it may be. I would take it. And I'm taking the Cardinals in this game to throw all over the Texans secondary and to go on the road and come out with a win here by more than 3 points. Tennessee is giving the 3 points. So the Cardinals are getting 3 points. Give me the points. Give me the 3 points. Give me the Cardinals. How do you feel?
Yeah, I mean, this one I would take the money line on for the Cardinals if we were doing that because I feel pretty good about the +3, and I also chose the over initially too. So yeah, this matchup screams points to me, and I think the Cardinals will just be able to keep better pace. Maybe we gave the playbook of how to stop Derrick Henry. So
I'll tell you what, though, this is a lot of games in, and we're kind of thinking alike. So I hope this don't go on. I mean, this is the first handful of games in the year, man. I'm ready to box and do some
yeah.
do some boxing, dude. We're agreeing too much.
Well, like I told you, man, unfortunately, like, a lot of people like to use last year's results, and that's not really useful because if that was the case, we would all be able to be millionaires from this. So, you got to try to think a little bit, but we don't have much on them. Like the preseason was a joke this year as far as being able to really tell how they're going to run their teams. So week one's going to be huge. I think it's really going to adjust our positioning a lot.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's going to be, and then even I think that stands really out for the first like 3-4 games
Oh, for sure.
you get 3 easy games or you get 3 hard games in a row, and everybody thinks you're really good or you're really bad. It takes a
Yeah.
while to really get a handle on some of these teams, and then when you do, injuries strike and everything else. So tough. It's always tough, man. It's a reason Vegas always wins their money back, man, and makes money. Um,
Yeah.
so hey, cross country trip. Now this one's a true long trip. The LA Chargers, young quarterback, promising quarterback. They're going to DC to face a not so young quarterback in Ryan Fitzpatrick. This game is almost even. It's Washington -1. Who do you have?
I took the Chargers here. And my rationale for that is I think both teams being fresh out of the gate, as probably healthy as they're going to be all season, so to speak, that the Chargers are the better team. And I also just, I don't know how I feel about Washington football team this year. Their defense could be really good, and they could, have a good offense with some of the weapons they have there and with Fitzmagic. But I'm going to say that they're not going to be probably kicking all cylinders the first game. And their second string gave me so much pause when we watched the Ravens play against them that it doesn't seem like they have much depth so that they could get tired rotationally. And yeah, that's why I went with the Chargers there.
All right. Well, we're splitting on this one because I'm taking the Washington football team, which I hope I continue to say throughout the podcast. We do this. Give me
Yeah.
Washington -1. Give me Fitzpatrick to McLaurin. Give me Antonio Gibson. I mean, the Chargers got a lot of great players too. So it's a really close match, -1 for sure. I'll take the home team in their home opener going across country, and I'll use that as my tiebreaker on a game that I think
No,
it's
it's
going to be really close.
again, that's reasonable. Yeah, I didn't really think about the travel for those guys, and like you said, the first game, like people might be in the stands for the first time in a long time. Like it could be a rocking atmosphere.
Yeah, I feel like I picked, when I looked over my thing, I feel like I picked too many road games. I mean, both of us really, if I'm looking at the first few games, we're
Yeah,
picking some road favorites in this. So balancing out here with my Washington pick. Now, this next game is one that fascinates me. And this is one where I'm picking the team who I think will finish the season with a worse record than the team I have them over. But I like the Cincinnati Bengals at home getting 3 points versus the Minnesota Vikings. I think the Vikings are the better team. However, I like the way Cincinnati's passing attack matches up against the Vikings secondary, which had a lot of problems last year. This is another game I think is going to be high scoring. I don't know if you have anything to say on that, but give me Cincinnati at home +3. How about you?
yeah, me too. Actually, Cincinnati
Really?
plus
Okay.
3. I think Burrow's going to be back, has something to prove, and yeah, it's a good point. Like I just don't know what to think about the Vikings team. Like I got some concern about them even long term. I wouldn't be shocked at all if Mon starts quarterbacking, non-injury related, the rookie. So that's kind of where I'm at with that. So yeah, I'm gonna go Bengals here.
I was actually a big Kellen Mond believer coming out of the draft. Not that I would have taken him number one overall, but I think people were sleeping on the way the ball jumped out of that kid's hands, man. Like it's something when you just see him throw next to other people, you can tell Kellen Mond has something in that right arm, you know. And then I think he takes care of the ball. Didn't scout quarterbacks too much this year because my team already has their quarterback in place. But
QB
I
one.
liked, yeah, I think so. And I like what I saw from Kellen Mond though. Whenever I was scouting the other players, so I like that pick. Dark horse. I wonder what kind of odds you can get on that right now. You should check.
Yeah,
Staying right on Kellen
that'd be
Mond
interesting.
odds.
Yeah,
Yeah. So hey, jumping on. This is a game I feel kind of oddly strong about because it's two teams that we don't know much about. Two teams to get a hard read on. It's the Philadelphia Eagles going to Atlanta. Atlanta is a 3.5 point favorite. So who do you like? Are you taking Philly in the 3.5, or are you giving the 3.5 points in Atlanta?
yeah. This was a tough one. I kind of winced as I circled the Eagles at plus 3.5. I don't love it. I have nothing more to say than I don't love it. You said there's not much to know about these teams. I don't know if I'm in the Hurts fan club right now. A lot of people are, and I'm not quite there yet. And yeah, I know the Falcons defense last year was just like horrible. So maybe they've gotten better, but I'm gonna go Eagles here.
I'm going Hurts in the Eagles too. I'm going Hurts in
Okay,
the Eagles. I don't know why I feel confident in this game. I just feel like it feels like such a long time since I've seen like an Atlanta defense that really could stand up for himself. And Hurts is
right.
going to have some growing pains, I believe, in the NFL. Some of the things I've heard from people that I really trust say that they, simplified things for Jalen Hurts. That'll have a little bit of a learning curve, but he had last year, and I really believe he's ready to go in this system, even with the new head coach. Jalen Hurts comes across as a very prepared individual. I'm going to take him and ride with him in this game and say he beats the Atlanta Falcons.
And they have some really athletic stars that can really pop. I mean, maybe not stars, but you know what I mean. Like there's really athletic players. Like you have Miles Sanders, Gainwell. They're new. I love Devonta Smith coming out of college. I thought he was so smooth. And then Rager made some impressive catches, and he could also have really turned it on year two. I think there's reason to think that the Eagles would have some good offensive weapons.
Yeah, side note to this game on Devontae Smith, I see so much online about he's not going to make it physically and this and that. It's like it's not 2000 again. It's not 1990s. Like you can barely hit him. Like it's I don't see the concern. Like I'm more concerned that a short, stocky guy is going to pull something. Like the lanky guys with flexibility. I mean, I just don't see it. It's a different game in 2021 than it was.
Yeah. No, I don't really have much concern about his weight. I think he's a baller.
Hey, so hey, we have a divisional game on this slate. It's the Miami Dolphins. Fascinating team. A lot of talent. I love their talent, but I'm not in love with Tua. I'm not a Tua hater. So please Don't come at me in the comments. I just haven't seen it myself, and I don't see any tools that jump out to me as NFL quality tools. Other
Mm.
than maybe throwing over the middle of the field, having a quick release and timing, that's all good. But against Bill Belichick in New England, I'm taking the Patriots -3. I'm a believer in the Patriots this year. They were a middle of the barrel team, middle of the pack, about a 500 team last year with the bad quarterback play. Cam had a very off season. They move on to Mac Jones. Give me the Patriots at home against the Dolphins. Dolphins usually give them problems, though. Alex, Alec? Are you going to take the Dolphins?
I'm taking the Dolphins, and
All right.
it's not an easy one. This is another one that's kind of yuck. Not because I think both teams are actually going to be pretty good this year. It's just a matter of just like 3 points, it's not much. So many unknowns about these teams. I kind of have some belief that Tua could do it at the NFL level, so I'm going to be a little different there as well. And you look at just he having an extra year now, extra weapons with Waddle, and I just think there's a chance that it works out well for them. But Mac Jones could surprise his first NFL game and do really well. I think the Dolphins defense was also up and coming, so I could see him tricking them. So it's just this is a really tough game. I'm going to go on the Miami side.
All right, there we go. Cleveland at KC. Game we'll be keeping an eye on for sure here in Baltimore. Cleveland, 5-point underdogs at KC. How do you see this game going?
Chiefs. I mean, it's hard to bet against the Chiefs in any scenario. 5 points, they can definitely do that. Not to say the Browns aren't going to be good. I saw a YouTube video yesterday saying they're going to win the Super Bowl, and it's definitely doable. But I could definitely see the Chiefs doing quite all right.
All right. Well, we're splitting on this one too. I'm going to take the Browns. Right. I'm going to say it's a 3 or 4 point game either way. That's what I love about the point spreads. You don't have to pick the winner necessarily. It's a harder business, but if you ask me who was going to win, I'd lean Chiefs with 5 points. I'll take the Browns in that one. So we'll see if I have egg on my face. Hey, Browns fans, you can love it. You can show some love to your boy for once because, as a Ravens analyst, it can get rough out there in the state of Ohio. That's for sure.
Yeah, so, I circled the money line for this one at first, so I completely see where you're going with that.
Okay, cool. Very cool. Yeah. Green Bay at New Orleans. This is an interesting one, too. Two teams I like a lot. Green Bay is giving 3.5 points at the Superdome. It's too much for me. I love this Green Bay team. This is another one where I think Green Bay will have the better record. But New Orleans at home, welcome in the season. Maybe we have a good game from Jameis. I like the Saints defense. I'm going to take the Saints at home and kind of a surprise pick. I'll take the 3.5.
So I thought they were playing in Jacksonville because of the storms. So I'm not sure if it's going to be at the. Yeah, because I think the Superdome's like having some issues, but maybe they changed. But my understanding was that it was going to be in Jacksonville.
My apologies to the viewers out there. I apologize. I'm very focused on the Ravens, so I might have missed that.
No, me too. I'm not 100% sure that is the case, but I believe that is what's happening. That didn't really go into my thoughts. To be honest with you, I didn't even look at who was home and who was away. I just picked the better team. And I think that's probably a bad process. Or like, at least to me, like I kind of try to just think about teams neutral, not so much with the travel. And I went ahead and went with the Packers here. So we got another Delta. I think it's going to be like Aaron Rodgers unleashed this year. I think the guy is not going to take going off the field, on fourth down again. I think he's just going to go after it. He's such a talented quarterback. He has the weapons, and their defense is solid, right? So I can see the Packers pulling it off.
Yeah, they were my Super Bowl pick, by the way, for the NFC. I believe in them, and I believe in the Aaron Rodgers revenge tour. Possibly win a Super Bowl and roll out of town and say good luck with Jordan Love. Like I could totally see that happen. It just seems so Aaron Rodgers and so like sports drama. You see it over and over again. It's like, yeah, that sounds like a story that the NFL would like to see, if you know what I mean. So
yeah.
So we're getting down to it. The last of the 4:00 games. Denver -3 at the Giants. Alec, go ahead.
Taking the Broncos here. I'm a bigger Bridgewater fan than most, probably. I think he has good game management, and he has again lots of weapons there. Their defense is great, right? And what's not great about the Giants? Danny Dimes is not the one, in my opinion. I'm not a big Jones believer. They do have Saquon coming back from the injury. I am a believer in him this year. I think he'll be himself, but I don't think it will be enough against these Broncos.
Yeah, this one is I'm taking the Broncos because one particular matchup in this, Alec. This looks like a mismatch between Denver Broncos front against the New York Giants offensive line. The
Exactly.
Giants have built their team around running backs, wide receivers. This is where they're spending their money. They have a quarterback who's had some issues with fumbling, and they haven't really been able to protect him that well. So when I look at Bradley Chubb, Von Miller, and the guys, and that whole Denver defense is really good. I'm taking Denver on the road minus the 3 in this game. So Sunday night, Chicago in Los Angeles face the Rams. Rams are heavy favorites in this game at 7.5. Is that
Yeah.
too many points, or are you still taking the Rams and giving the 7.5?
Yeah. Yeah. I went with the Rams at 7.5, but I didn't love it. And the only reason that I went that way is because the fools aren't playing Fields, right? Like they're saying they're going to play Dalton. And if they were playing Fields, I feel different. But with that kind of like, I don't know, coaching, I guess just like take lock where he doesn't want to change his mind on that. I don't think that's a good process. I think they're hurrying their team, and it gets me cold on them until they put Fields in, so to speak.
Yeah, I think that's the kind of thing that can divide a locker room too,
Yeah.
because guys will have their favorites and that kind of thing. I do like Nagy as a coach, a game day coach, a coordinator, but yeah, I love the Rams in this game, and it's just I have a big believer in Sean McVay, what he's done with this team. I love their defense. I think that Chicago will be an okay team. I think that they match up well against some teams. I'm just not sure the Rams are that team. I could see the Rams win it going away, maybe a 10, 14 point. Maybe it's a close game, but the Rams pull away at the end is what I'm getting at. So I'm
Yeah.
going to go ahead and lay the 7.5 points and take the Rams with you in that game. So the Monday night game, interesting game, unfortunate turn of events for our Ravens. Critical injuries. Already had lost J.K. Dobbins on back-to-back plays in practice
Hmm.
today. Gus Edwards and Marcus Peters go down. Both are feared to be gone for the year. It looks like Gus definitely has been confirmed. So the Ravens don't have any running backs. They are 3.5 point favorite or 3.5 point favorites at Vegas still. One thing you know about Lamar and Greg Roman is that if you have those two, you are going to have a running game still. So I'm taking the Ravens in this game. I think that the Raiders will score some points with Darren Waller, but I like the Ravens given the 3.5.
Yeah. So 3.5 is again a change from just a few hours ago. Obviously, at that time I looked, I already knew about the horrible news with Gus um, and Peters, but I'm still going with the Ravens. 3.5, it's even better. 4.5. I actually put a bet in a long time ago at 4.5. I thought it was going to get worse and not better, So I'm taking the Ravens here. I'm confident enough, even with these injuries, that they'll be able to defeat this team, and I think defeat them handily. I think this is my smash pick of the week, so to speak. The one I forget what we were going to call him.
The
Uh,
lock. Let's go with the
a,
lock.
a lock, yeah. And so the smash pick, yeah. So my lock actually is the Ravens. They're just so good week one, and that's not even just being a homer. I think they're just going to be way over prepared in comparison to the Raiders, and this is the depth that we always talk about. The cornerback depth, they just interviewed. It's gut wrenching. There's so many parts about this that suck, but like you had the interview with Averett on the lounge where he was like, next man up, I'll be ready. I know I could be a starting corner in this league if I went elsewhere, but I want to be on this team, etc. And now I think he's going to get that opportunity. I don't think it's going to be Jimmy right away or ever really. I think they want to limit his snaps and keep him more on tight ends and stuff. So I'm going to say Averett's going to start there. And then I'm a big Tyson Williams believer. I said actually in my show, Hot Take, that he would be the RB1 by the end of the year. The 1A, so to speak, in this offense. Not like this is what I'll say to that. Like, I feel like I cursed him in a way, and it breaks my heart. But yeah, that's I think we'll be okay there. And trust Lamar, trust the receiver options. Mark Andrews with the big payday. They'll get it done.
Okay, so my lock of the week is going to be those Broncos at the Giants for the reasons that I said. I
Yeah.
love the skill players in Denver. Just love the skill players, and Teddy can steady the ship, steady Teddy.
Yeah.
he'll be fine there. So I really like the Broncos in this game. I like them to win by more than 3. I feel like I'm missing something on this line. I feel like it should be a 6-point spread, 7-point spread. So
I feel the same way.
my
Yeah.
my
It's a good
lock of the
that's a good
week's
smash.
I
Yeah.
like it a lot. We want to call it the
Yeah. Sorry.
smash of the
Yeah. The
week.
lock. The lock.
I the lock smash. We'll call it the smash lock of the week. The smash lock of
Yeah.
the week. Denver Broncos. Alex going with the Ravens for his smash lock of the week. And Alec, we're gonna just hang tight here. I'm gonna put both of our picks up on the screen, so you can see Alex picks right there. And we have a few deltas. If you put my picks up next to them, you can see the
Yeah.
games that are different. So feel free to comment below. Whose picks do you like? Whose picks don't you like? And we'll be back next week, this time to compare. So, Alec, thank you very much for joining me. I really appreciate it. Wanted to keep this show nice and short, but it should be fun to go this year and see how we do, how well we do, or how bad we do. I figure, like, even if we do terrible, then people can just pick the opposite.
That's right. That's right. I don't think we'll be that bad. I think we should at least swing over 50%. I know that's hard to do in Vegas, but I think we can do it.
If we
I
were just
believe in
picking the
us.
winners, we'd be way up there, you know. So,
Yeah.
but we're not like Rich Eisen and the guys. Maybe they're bound to not mention the betting of the sport, but we're going above and beyond here on Huddle It Up Films. We're taking the leap with the betting line. So, thank you to my football family. We'll see y'all next week. Alex, say goodbye.
See you guys.